Well, hello and welcome to Producer Dan. I'm Dan. Thanks for stopping by my channel. So today is video number 3 in a series of songs that I'm producing for my friend Vicky Andres. The first 2, if you missed those, they're linked in the description below. The first one was Walking Contradiction, and the second one was Serendipitous. Those links are below if you wanted to watch those videos. Today we are treated to a very sweet guitar ballad called Cowboy Love. Now, this was kind of an experiment. She had this song and she put it down quickly and sent the tracks off to me. It was really just for her to practice using her new equipment. So she sent me these tracks, and I thought, well, this is fun. This is a lovely little ballad. What can we do with this song? It's not very long. It's 2 minutes and 70 seconds long. So I thought, well, let's have some fun with this. So I came up with some interesting ways, some interesting sounds for the percussion. And of course, I put strings and horns like I always do. But I kept her vocal very front and center. She's a rocker, yes. She's very good at her rock songs, but she also does lovely ballads, and this is a perfect example of that. So I'm going to play you the complete song in its entirety, and then after that, I will meet you in Pro Tools and show you exactly how we came up with this production. I will see you then.
You say that I loved with reckless abandon, big, deep, and wide enough for Texas and canyons. I would reach for the sky to gain a better understanding of this love. You know that I give too much of my soul. It's the way that I live. Anything less would just seem cold. I will not hold it in, because it's bigger and it's bolder, this love. Well, there's better than this. It's better to leave, better to ride. Oh, how I feel that it's bigger than that, bigger than life, bigger than sky. This cowboy kind of love. Yes, maybe I'm a hopeless romantic. Well, at least I'm alive, rare, honest, and candid. I would search high and wide, gather posse, find an answer. What is love? I packed up my home in saddlebag leather. I'll ride alone, wild and untethered. A tumbleweed soul rolling off to forever. Is there love? Well, there's better than this. It's better to leave, better to ride. Oh, how I feel that it's bigger than that, bigger than life, bigger than sky. Oh, this kind of love.
All right, here we are in the Pro Tools session for Cowboy Love. Mostly guitars, but we do have, of course, horns and strings, a little bit of piano in the song. We've been creative with the percussion sounds, as you heard. I know this looks like a lot for that little 2 minute and 70-second song, but it's only because I have set up some buses, of course. So the bass bus for these 2 bass tracks, which is just a real bass, and then a bass distortion auxiliary track. I have these three going to this orchestra bus. That is a French horn sound off in the distance, and then the strings you heard. The piano is just it comes in every now and then as a supplement to the bass. It goes bong. It just hits a couple of notes. There's no fancy piano work here at all. I do have two guitar tracks, one electric guitar. For most of the song, I have it panned to the left, but in the beginning, I have both guitars in the center. And in that first chorus, they go left and right. That's an electric guitar and an acoustic guitar, and those have their own bus track as well. And the reason I set up all these buses is just for volume automation in the final mix. I have my vocal bus, 3 vocal tracks, one for the verses with its own settings for delay and reverb, and then the choruses with their own settings for delay and reverb, and then a double vocal that comes in during the chorus at the end, which you probably heard, because it's not subtle. I purposely put it panned to the right just to give it some width and some bounciness, and that is heavily affected with reverb and delay, as you heard. And the orchestra bus, like I said, for these 3 instruments here. And I have a bell sound. It's a sound that I kind of manufactured. So that bell sound it's a piece of her vocal, and I think it's an expression of some kind. I can't remember what she said, but I took this expression and ran it through all kinds of different effects, pitch changed it, put it through a flanger, stretched it out. I wanted to come up with something interesting, and I thought, well, this sounds like a bell sound, and this is a song about a cowboy, so why not have it as a cowbell in the background somewhere? And I have a lot of that, actually. This stomp sound, which I'll play for you now. That's acting as the kick drum, which I think it is very effective. And you'll hear a whip sound as well. Well, first, let me back up to this sound here, which is also on the whip track, but it's actually a gunshot sound, or one that I wanted to sound like a gunshot in the distance.
This love.
So it's off on the left, and for all of these sounds, I have shaved off just a bit of the, well, actually shaved off quite a lot of the high end, the high frequencies. Because when a loud sound is in the distance, you rarely hear these shimmering highs. Just think of rolling thunder or a gunshot that's in the distance. You're not going to hear these unless it's close up. So if you go to my percussion bus, I have put EQ here, and you can see I've just cut the high frequencies right off, which set those sounds in the background. With these percussion sounds, you can see with the stomps, here's my send to the reverb. It's a stereo reverb. So I was able to pan the reverb for the stomps all the way to the right. So when they hit, the reverb is all the way on the right-hand side. So it sounds like it's traveling. It sounds like it's giving a lot more depth that way. And with the whips, I have the opposite happening. When you have a stereo reverb and when you have a song that's very sparse like this, you can do noticeable things like that that really make a big difference and set kind of a wider depth of field. Verse 3, you can hear the whip and the stomps.
Yes, maybe I'm a hopeless romantic. Well, at least I'm alive, rare, honest, and candid. I would search high and wide, gather posse, find an answer. What is love? I packed up my...
it was kind of a scary thing to do, but I did it anyway, and I think it sounds great. Because nothing is really competing with the vocal as far as in the high frequencies. The vocal is getting all the shimmer, and that whip sound, as cracky as it sounds, it is missing all of those high frequencies. So it really is being put in the background, and the vocal is still getting front and center. Let's see what I did with the guitar. I put compression on the guitar, which just kind of keeps everything so it doesn't go beyond a certain point. I'm not trying to get any other effect with my compressor on the guitars. It's just mainly using it as a limiter, just kind of keeping that reined in. Let's take a look at the EQ here. Yeah, see, I've rolled off a little bit of the high shimmer here on that electric guitar. The electric guitar sound that I got was very boomy. I really had to take off a lot of the low end because I really wanted this real bass to be the only bass sound in the song, because I wanted to control that. I wanted the bass sound to come in only at certain times for emphasis. And I wanted to automate that bass as well, which I have done. But I know that looks a little scary, but I really needed to carve that electric guitar sound down. And here's the acoustic guitar. Again, I rolled off this much. I gave a little boost here and rolled off a lot of shimmer. It was very shimmery when I got it. And I just didn't want any competition with the vocal. And so that's what we've done there. And I think that acoustic guitar is a direct in. I think she's using the mic on the acoustic guitar, if I'm not mistaken. That's what that is. And so I blended those two in the beginning, and I'll play you the beginning and the intro now. It's the only time when those two are actually side by side.
You say that I loved with reckless abandon, big, deep, and wide.
In the chorus, you can watch them here, how they divide in the beginning of the chorus.
Well, there's better than this. It's better to lean, better to ride. Oh, how I feel.
And you saw how that happened a little gradually. I didn't want them to just shift over like that. Let's look at this piano sound. I know I mentioned what it was doing, but in this first verse, it's very evident. Watch it come in as just kind of, like I said, like a bass supplement.
Texas and canyons, I would reach for the sky to gain a better understanding of this love.
Also, you must listen to the lyrics to this song. It's full of little surprises, and she says she would reach for the sky for a better understanding of this love. And reach for the sky is something that a cowboy would say to another cowboy, like, reach for the sky. I think it's just clever. Her lyrics are always very clever, and this song is full of things like that. So that's the piano. And then the strings and the horns, I think they're mostly in the choruses, but they really play a big part in this last chorus.
Well, there's better than this. It's better to lean, better to ride. Oh, how I feel that it's bigger than that, bigger than light, bigger than sky. This kind of love.
When she says bigger than sky, that really made me obviously want to open up the song, and that's where the French horn is loudest, the strings are the loudest. That's where a lot of the drama happens. The vocal in this last chorus, like I said, there's the double it's not subtle at all. It's very, very evident, and they're both heavily affected with reverb and delay. Mostly this vocal double is providing a lot of that reverb and delay. Listen again.
Well, there's better than this. It's better to lean, better to ride. Oh, how I feel
Well, I think that really covers the main things that I've done with this song. It was a delight to do. It's always fun to get something like this and to be told, just have fun with it, do what you want. And um, I find that I'm more creative and I feel more creative and a little more free when I have something like this to work on. And it's always fun to see what comes out of it. So that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and I do look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.